Howdy Internet, it's Chris from the Motorcycle Obsession, and this is the 2018 Harley-Davidson FXDR. The DR, of course, stands for, well, probably drag racing. The FX stands for funky xylophone. This bike was made in homage to jazz percussionist Lionel Hampton. That's not true, I just made that up, it doesn't make any sense. What's that? Twist this way.
Not that way.
All right, okay. Yeah, I'll just, from what? So how about this? I found, where did it start? One, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can feel it. It's very light, but you wouldn't think that it was gonna, yeah. I just sit here with a windsock. We're here in Greece for the European launch of the FXDR, but if you ask me, this bike has a real Americana spirit. You know, it's big, it's not terribly practical. Some people don't feel that it makes a whole lot of sense, but I think it's awesome. It's awesome to look at, it's got an awesome sound, it's awesome to ride. This is a motorcycle made for people who say woo.
Primarily the thing that's making those people say woo is the humongous Milwaukee 8 engine that drives the FXDR. The 114 cubic inch V-twin, that's 1868 cc in Not America, gives you walloping levels of torque and a not inconsiderable amount of power. I know that some people will look at 91 horsepower and want more from a bike that claims to be drag race inspired, and I can understand that. But I'm being honest when I tell you that you don't ever feel the need for more power when launching this thing from stoplights. It really does punch, and you keep most of that punch all the way to about 70 miles an hour or so, meaning you have plenty of wallop to get around slowpokes on the highway. That being said, it does quickly run out of puff above the 100 mile an hour mark. I mentioned that this bike has an Americana feel. Specifically, it has a Harley feel. Even more specifically, it has the feel of a Harley aimed at Harley's core audience of white guys 35 and older. The FXDR feels a little like something for the home crowd, for the people who never lost faith in the brand. If you're not one of those people, you may have a little trouble loving the FXDR. The riding position is kinda awkward, putting hands and feet forward. And although the bike has a respectable amount of lean angle, more than any of the other Softails, cornering ability is hampered by long rake up front and a fat tire out back. The brakes are good though, with 2 discs up front. I never found myself wishing for more stopping power, and the suspension, which Harley says it's put extra effort into, is equally commendable. But I'll admit that I still prefer the Street Bob, and the Fat Bob, and the Sport Glide when it comes to riding Harleys on twisty roads.
Ultimately, how much you love this bike or don't love this bike is going to depend on the attitude that you bring to it. If you like Harleys, well, you're probably going to like this bike. If you don't like Harleys, well, this might not be the one that's going to change your mind. Having said that, this is Harley-Davidson at its very finest. The Harley does better than anybody else intangibles, but you can't measure an intangible, you can't quantify an intangible. It's just something that you feel. It's something that you get. Now, if you get this bike, and if you've got the money, honey, well, then it might be worth your time. You can find out a lot more about the FXDR by checking out my story on the Motorcycle Obsession. You'll find a link to that article in the description below. Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you like what we're doing, hey man, why not become one of our patrons? You can find out about that, again, in the description. Right now, though, there is a beer calling my name, and I need to answer it. I'm Chris Cope, and I'll see you down the road.